Hello everybody, my name is Starrapter. Welcome to the channel. This is my review for the comics that came out of the week of November 10th for Star Wars. We have Star Wars The High Republic issue number 11. Very interesting that they put the High Republic label on the bottom of the comic book cover. It's always up on the top for everything with the High Republic. Interesting choice right there. So we have a brand new arc. This one's called Jedi's End, and this is chapter 1 titled Only Fear. So after the last issue, which I thought would still be considered the same arc, we have the characters of Keeve Trennis as well as Terec, who are going undercover as Nihil agents. They get discovered. Lorna D shows up and she lets out the leveler that we know of, this weird, crazy ancient creature that Marchion Ro let out during Rising Storm. That same creature comes out and it starts to scare the living daylights out of Sarah, and of course, you know, Terec gets affected by it, or it could be vice versa. I forget which characters where. It can be confusing. They start turning to stone. They start literally getting petrified as if Medusa, you know, looked at, you know, somebody and turned them to stone. That sort of thing is happening. So we pick up right where that left off, and we have Keeve Trennis that is not being turned to stone, but she is absolutely freaking out, right? She has that very weird kind of force sensitive where she goes into this like luminous state where she's like kind of like tripping, it looks like, the way that the artwork is done. And she just can't take it. Like, the Jedi are not meant to be fearful, but she is totally giving into her fear. And we get to see it personified in the pages of these comics, which just looks so cool and stylistic. So meanwhile, we have the brother of Terec, Sarrett, who's aboard the Atraxia with the characters of Sskeer. I'm mixing up my alien characters there, and Avar Kriss. So they go and they navigate to the planet thanks to the connection between Sarah and Terec, where they have that bond. They go over to this place, and well, it's basically Avar Kriss and it is Sskeer getting their vectors or little starfighters. They're gonna go down, and well, guess what? Sskeer just decides to jump out there and he just starts doing business. He turns to basically almost like the dark side, right? He's had problems, right, between a Gengir and now the issues with him not having that force connection. Well, he definitely had something with the force in this moment because he is very angry. He wants to get back to his prior apprentice. He wants to rescue her and her, you know, the buddy there of Terec. So he literally at one point just like throws his lightsaber and takes out probably 5 or 6 Nihil goons. Just kills them, just outright. No problem, doesn't have any hesitation, just kills them outright. And he finds Keeve Trennis. He gets to Sarah, and well, he's fighting off of one of the Tempest runners there, which is pretty cool. He just, you know, slices the guy in half, and then Lorna D gets away. Avar Kriss finally gets there, and Lorna D gets away, and that's where this issue leaves off. So this issue was just like very much high adventure. This was the rescue mission that went a little bit wrong when Sskeer got involved. I think it's very interesting that Lorna D, there's a reference to Lorna D like fighting against Sskeer and how she didn't want to do that again because she fought him in the one audio drama, which is called Tempest Runner, also written by Kevin Scott. But it was cool seeing Lorna D with a lightsaber, having, I guess I would consider that Keeve Trennis's lightsaber, because Keeve Trennis in this whole issue is just like on her knees, just like wallowing in fear and just being uncontrolled, like very un-Jedi-like. So it's really neat, you know, the whole premise of Star Wars The High Republic, as Michael Siglain put it, the creative director of all this, basically said, it wouldn't it be cool if we dived into the idea of what can scare a Jedi? And I think this is what he was, you know, explaining, this moment in time where the leveler is released and, you know, Marchion Ro had found this ancient being and he lets it out of the box and it just terrorizes things. We haven't seen an image of this thing. We still don't know quite how it works, but that's the reason why Lorna D brought it to this, you know, these two Jedi to figure out if it was still working or if it was a fluke. That's literally kind of what she said. Apparently it's working quite well, and this is really the Nihil's secret weapon against the Jedi, because look what it's done. Look what it did to Stellan Gios. Look what it did to, you know, Loden Greatstorm. Look what it did to Belzetifar. All these different characters have gotten really scared and just out of their minds. Some of them literally turned to stone. So this thing is super powerful, and it's just, again, like, this book fires on all cylinders. It really unwraps what's going on, and it's very integral to learning the entire story of the High Republic. I believe the next issue with number 12, we have Lorna D going against Avar Kriss, and right, that's going to be one hell of a showdown, especially seeing Lorna D with that lightsaber. We already know how much of a capable warrior she is with melee combat. So I'm very excited for this next issue coming up. So next week, you guys can look forward to a couple more comics coming out. Obviously, we have more of the High Republic that's going to be coming out as well for next week, as well as Dr. Aphra is getting a new issue after the events of War of the Bounty Hunter. So cool stuff to look forward to there. Again, I am going back to my weekly release of just all the comic books in one video. Keep it structured, keep it simple. That way, you guys know exactly what comes out every single week. And do let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this week's comic release of the High Republic issue number 11. For more on Star Wars, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of big Star Wars news that's probably going to be announced this week, so you can bet I'll be talking about all of it that comes out, as well as be talking about it on my Star Wars podcast, Outer Rim Transmissions. Have you not been listening? Go ahead and look at it, or yeah, you can literally look at it because it's on YouTube, and you can also listen to it on any podcast streaming service. So that's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.
Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.